Dear students, now I once want to explain how to solve trigonometric equations. To solve trigonometric equations, you should know all these points. Now I'll explain step by step how can you solve trigonometric equations. Now few points you need to remember. The points are: number one, you must memorize this. All students take chocolates. All students take chocolates. Okay, first of all memorize this. All students take chocolates. Then you know how to draw x-axis, y-axis. Okay, in first quadrant place all. Then second quadrant, it is called second quadrant. This is called third quadrant. This is called fourth quadrant. In all means this sine, cos, tan, cot, sec, cosec. You know 6 ratios: sine, cos, tan, cot, sec, cosec. Then this is called second quadrant. This here sine and cosec, and there tan and cot, and there will be cos and sec. To remember this thing, the main motto is that is you will consider here sine, cos, tan, cot, sec, cosec. I mean all the ratios are positive in this first quadrant. And this second quadrant, you must consider that there will be sine positive and cosec positive. And this third quadrant, there will be positive for tan and cot. Fourth quadrant, cos and sec. So you must remember all this first of all. Second thing, suppose if you start rotating a clock's hand from here, it is 0 degree. Then if it comes here, it will be 90 degree. Then it will be that is 180 degree. Then it will be 270 here, and if it completely rotates, it will be 360 here. Okay, now you can do it with radian also. This is in degree. This is 0 0, same as pi by 2 radian, then pi, then 3 pi by 2. Okay, then if you complete rotation, it is called 2 pi radian. And if you go in, this is what you are going, it is anti-clockwise sense. If you go in clockwise sense, you must follow in opposite direction. I mean clockwise sense. This sense is called clockwise sense. Okay, first one is 0 degree, then minus 90 degree, then minus 180, minus 270, and minus 360 degree to completely rotate. So this is the first step. You must remember all students take chocolates. Sometimes we call cannabis also. All students take chocolates. First quadrant all positive. I mean all 6 ratios are positive. Second quadrant sine and cosec positive. This is the second quadrant. And third quadrant tan, cot positive. Okay, and then cos, sec positive. In the rest of the things will be negative. I mean if there is sine, cosec positive, rest 4 ratios will be, I mean tan, cot, sec, sec. Okay, they will be negative. If there are tan, cot positive, there will be sine, cos, and sec, cosec, all will be negative. And this is fourth quadrant. If I go through that quadrant, there is a cos and sec positive. That means sine, cos, tan, cot, all are negative in this quadrant. This is the first step. To remember to solve your equations. Second thing is that is what I told. All means sine, cos, tan, cot, sec, cosec, all positive in this quadrant. Second quadrant sine, cosec positive. Third quadrant tan, cot positive, and fourth quadrant cos, sec positive. Okay, so we must remember in that way. There you will consider 0, then 90, 180. 270, and this is a complete rotation of let us consider here clock's hand start from here, this is 0 degree. So this is the second format what I have discussed here. So same thing I copied. So from this, depending on this, we will go for next step. Now see, the question can be like this: solve the equations. 2 tan square x plus 1 equals to 3 tan x. And x lies in between 0 degree less than equal x less than equal 360 degree. We will solve it. What ways we can solve? that is we will take this in that side, that is 2 tan square x, 2 tan square x minus 3 tan x plus 1 equals to 0. As usual, like as algebra, we will factorize this one. 2 tan square x minus 2 tan x minus tan x plus 1 equals to 0. So if take 2 tan x as be common, as common, minus 1, there will be tan x minus 1 equals to 0. So there will be two values of, that is tan x equals to it can be half or tan x equals to 1, either tan x equals to half or tan x equals to 1. Now we will decide how can we find out the value of x. Okay, for this reason, since the range is positive, I mean 0 to 360 degree, I will follow these rules, anti-clockwise sense. Okay, I'll just apply this format. So to find this, we need to draw two diagram here. Okay, two diagram, and we will find out acute angle and inversing this one. And acute angle, that is, if you inverse ignoring this sign, you will find out acute angle. Okay, since this is positive, so I can choose here all student take chocolates, all and 10. Since 10 is positive, you know 10's result is positive, so I will place in this quadrant. Now let me make angle here, angle here. That means I am choosing first and third quadrant. Now see, if we place in the first and third quadrant, answer will be whether theta, and another answer will be 180 plus theta. That means x equals to whether tan inverse half or 180 plus tan inverse half. Tan inverse half. Now if you see that tan x is 1, 1 is positive, so your quadrant you are placing in first and third quadrant. So this is A and this is T, these two are positive, so let me make angle with x-axis, and this is the angle I am placing here with x-axis. This is theta, this is theta. So from here the answer will be x equal to same as tan inverse 1, then 180 plus tan inverse 1. Okay, you can solve the trigonometric equation in that way if it goes in positive sense. Okay, so you should have some idea, that is when you are finding acute angle. First of all, first step when you are solving trigonometric equation, you are finding out acute angle and place in proper quadrant. Suppose you are having this 4 quadrant. Okay, so place theta with x-axis, place theta with x-axis, place theta with x-axis, and place theta with x-axis, and go in anti-clockwise sense. See, first quadrant theta, second quadrant if it's up to 180, so this starting from here to up to this line it is 180 minus theta, second quadrant, and third quadrant it is 180 plus theta, and fourth quadrant it is 360, it must be 360 minus theta. Same as if it is range is given in radian. Okay, range is given in radian, so you can write instead of degree you can write pi. And same as if you go clockwise sense, if negative range is given, you must use clockwise sense. So I will give you one more examples from anti-clockwise and clockwise from both the sides. So if you go through these things thoroughly, I think you can solve trigonometric equation properly. Now see this one, find the value of x in the interval minus pi less than equal x less than equal pi, satisfying the equations 2 cos square x plus 9 sin x plus 3 sin square x. So how can you solve this one? see here, there is a, first of all, interval. This is, the things are given in radian, and then we need to change using the identities. Okay, now we will see what ways to solve this one. First of all, we have learned Pythagorean identities, that is sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. You can apply this formula whether changing this one or changing this one. Let's see, cos square theta equals to 1 minus sin square theta. So let me replace it here. Whether you have learned all this, this is a bit tough, I think, if you don't have sound knowledge regarding trigonometry. Sin x equals to 3 sin square x. Now just simplify 2 sin square x plus 9 sin x minus 3 sin square x equals to 0. Now simplify this, 5 sin square x plus 9 sin x plus 2 equals to 0. Now simplify this, multiplying, I mean, or what was he writing? Multiply by minus 1, 5 sin square x minus 9 sin x minus 2 equals to 0. Now you can factorize this one. This one you can factorize. Okay, you know, if you factorize, that is, if you multiply 5 and 2, you are having 10. If you multiply 5 and 10, 5 and 2, you are if you multiply, have, so 10 1 are 10, 10 subtracted, so it's becoming 10 sin x plus sin x minus 2 equals to 0. That is 5 sin x, if it takes common, it will be sin x minus 2 plus 1 common, sin x, I mean minus 2 equals to 0. So sin x equals to 2, another sin x, or equals to minus half, I mean 1 by 5, or, but sorry, either. But problem is that that is, the one value of sin x is 2. If you use calculator, now see, I have got two values of sin x. First one is sin x equals to 2, another one is sin x equals to that is sin x equals to 2, sin x equals to minus 1 by 5. Now if you use calculator, that is, if you give x sin inverse 2, you will see that is it will show maths error, so you cannot solve it. And another ways to explain that is, if you see sine curve, okay, if you see sine curve, okay, sine curve, if you see, it will be maximum 1, minimum minus 1. So sine values cannot be more than 1 or less than minus 1. So for this reason, sin x equals to 2, this is not acceptable. So let us write not acceptable or inadmissible. Now their values are given, sin x equals to minus 1 by 5. So we can solve it here, sin x equals to minus 1 by 5. Now this sign, first of all, place in quadrant. We know all students take chocolates. So sign, here is sign positive, here sign positive. Okay, but see these two positions, sign negative. So make an angle with x-axis, make another angle with x-axis. So I have placed in two quadrants. That is, so acute angle will be sin inverse 1 by 5, and same as sin inverse 1 by 5. But this sign, minus sign plus sign, it's only to get the position in the quadrant. Now that is, if I go anti-clockwise sense, it's becoming more than pi. So I'm not going in anti-clockwise sense. So I'm going clockwise sense. Now in this two quadrants, let us check this formula. Fourth quadrant, minus theta, I mean x equals to minus sin inverse 1 by 5. And third quadrant, see here, minus pi minus sin inverse 1 by 5. Now if you use your scientific calculator, you can easily solve it. See here, let me that is change to radian. You must change it to radian. Then right here, sine inverse, shift, then sine. Right here, 1 by 5, 1 by 5. This is the best calculator. Is Casio FX991EX. It's a very good calculator. You can use it. And I'm writing these answers in three significant figure minus 0.201. It will be written in the question what ways you will write. Now let me use minus sign, then put bracket, then let me put here shift pi, then sine inverse given. Let me close the bracket. Now see, this is the another values, minus 2.94. This is another answers. So I have used, see, the according to quadrant. First quadrant is, fourth quadrant is minus theta, that is third quadrant is minus pi minus theta, and that is second quadrant is minus pi plus theta, and first quadrant minus 2 pi minus theta if it is in negative range. Okay, now let me give you one more examples from this maths to make you give you more clear concept. Now look at the board. If you see the board, that is there are two questions are given. First one, that is for solve for theta in the interval 0 less than equal x less than equal 360. The equation 2 cos square theta minus cos theta minus 1 equals to 0. Then another one is sin theta plus 60 equals to 0.3. Let me change a little bit. Let me write here 2 theta. I can give you more that is information, so that I can give you more information. Now, what rules we are going to follow when we are solving this trigonometric equation? First of all, placing in proper quadrant. First of all, we will place in the quadrant. Then we will find out acute angle. Okay. Then, depending on quadrants. Okay. Depending, suppose the first, second, third, fourth. If first quadrant this is theta, second quadrant 180 minus theta. If it is radian, it will be pi instead of 180. In third quadrant it is 180 plus theta, and fourth quadrant is 360 minus theta. Same as if you go to anti-clockwise sense, clockwise sense, you will get with minus sign everything. In fourth quadrant, you are having minus theta. Third quadrant minus 180 minus theta. Second quadrant it is minus 180 plus theta, and first quadrant if you go through in clockwise sense, this is anti-clockwise sense. So let me solve these two maths. So first of all, this is in quadratic form, since square is given. Let us factorize. So when you are factorizing, cos square theta minus 2 cos theta plus cos theta minus 1 equals to 0, and same as, let us take common what we have done, that is first one, that way, plus 1 cos theta minus 1 equals to 0. So you are having cos theta equals to 1, then cos theta equals to minus half. Two values I have got, cos theta equals to 1, cos theta equals to minus. But problem in this case is that when you are inversing this one, you won't get acute angle. But don't worry, we will follow the rules and we will consider everything in acute angle. So that is, you get 0 degree most probably if you do cos inverse. So let us see first of all, placing in proper quadrant. Since this is positive, we can have this quadrant and this quadrant. Okay, can get these two. So there are two values of cos theta, that is cos theta equals to 1 or cos theta equals to, that is minus half. So now since this is positive, the quadrant we will choose A and C. I mean first quadrant and fourth quadrant. First quadrant and fourth quadrant. Okay, so place it. Now let us find out acute angle. We are having 0 degree if you do acute angle. So in this quadrant it is theta. In this quadrant this is 360 minus theta. So let me do that. So theta equals to cos inverse 1. Another one is 360 minus cos inverse 1. So that is you are having most probably 0 degree. Since it is in degree, range is in degree, that is 360 degree. There are two values. So we have got 0 degree and that is 360 degree. Now we will see for cos theta equals to minus. So if we see cos theta equals to half, same as first of all place in the quadrant. Since cos theta is negative, okay. So we can place it in this quadrant and this quadrant. Okay. So this is the theta. This is also the theta. So theta equals to acute angle is cos inverse half. Another one is 180 degree plus cos inverse half. Okay, cos inverse half. So in that is second quadrant it is 180 minus theta, and third quadrant it is 180 plus theta. So same as if you use calculator, that is if you use cos inverse half in calculator, and if you that is 180 plus cos inverse half, you will get your correct answer. So I'm not giving you the answer. You guys, you can try it and you can find out the results easily. Now let me try next one. This second one, there is sine 2 theta plus 60 equals to 0.3. That means it is a bit difficult. So you need to pay more attention when you are solving this one. Let's see. Is same as, since it is let us consider the whole thing as x. So same as previous one. Since this is positive, we can have the quadrant only this one and this one. Okay. So this is sine inverse 0.3. This is also sine inverse 0.3. And so in that is in first quadrant and second quadrant is theta. Another one is 180 minus theta. But problem is that there is given 2 theta. Okay, let me change it. This is theta. There is given 2 theta. So I can increase the range. So 0 less than equal 2 theta. Let me multiply the inequalities by 2. It's 720. So complete rotation is 360. Since there is 720, you need to do, 2 times your full complete rotation. 720 2 times complete rotation. So we can write it 2 theta plus 60 equals to sine inverse 0.3, and then 180 minus sine inverse 0.3. Okay, see second quadrant 180 minus theta. I finished. Now it is, if you complete rotation, it will be 360. Okay, complete rotation 360. If you go more, it will be 360. After 360, complete rotation, then I go again 360 plus sine inverse 0.3, and another one is 360 plus 180 plus sine inverse 0.3. See, everything is same. Everything same as previous, but you added extra 360 because there are 2 times rotation. Now you need to solve it in that is distances issues to solve. You need to change your degree, because first one I have changed my calculator, and you must have in degree. Now use calculator. That is sine inverse. Do that is when you are solving this one. Okay, subtract 60 and divide by 2 for all these numbers. So sine inverse 0.3, and then minus 60, then divided by 2. Now see, you are having first of all theta equals to minus 21.3 degree. This is not acceptable because it is outside of this range. Now let me try this one. Let me write here 180 minus sin inverse 0.3 put equal sign, then subtract 60, then divided by 2. So you are having now here 51.3 degree. This is one answer we can accept. Now let me use 360 plus you need to practice all this, otherwise theoretically if you learn, you cannot solve in the exam. And in Cambridge, Excel, O level, then A level also is this maths available in the exam. So you must practice all this to get better result. Okay, in the same way you can solve rest of the thing also. This one, that is 360 plus 180 plus sin inverse. So this one's result is 248 degree. All are in trigonometry. So this is the result, and I think that you need to practice this all. A trigonometric equation, it is important for the exam. Trigonometric identity, amplitude, modulus, this is also very important. Trigonometric graph is also important for additional mathematics. So those who are in AS, Cambridge, Excel, it is also important for them. So practice you guys properly, then you can solve it. If you practice more, you can easily cover all these things clearly. Okay, if you don't practice, if you see theoretically only, you will suffer a lot. So I hope you will pay more attention for this and you will practice this all. So thank you very much. If it is helpful for you, I will benefit. And if you have any question, any queries, write on comment section, and any suggestion keep me in comment and to improve myself. It's quite challenging to make videos. Online teaching is easier than to make videos. So thank you for watching this one. Bye bye now.